What's up? J-Rock's back, baby. Hello, everyone. This is my return to YouTube. I haven't posted anything on YouTube anyway for about at least 2 years, I'd say. Yeah. Um, Basically, what happened was I started this channel late summer of 2016, and I was planning on documenting my travels through Nicaragua and Central America, and and sharing my journey and my story, as well as sharing tips about mental health and self-love, etc. What happened was when I got down there, the internet connections were not as good as here, obviously, third world countries, technically. Um, and so I was not able to post to YouTube from either my phone or my tablet, but I was able to post to Facebook very easily, just like that. So that's actually what I've been doing the last couple of years. Many of you, a lot of you, already know that if you're my Facebook friends. And so I'm back. And I go, dude, what are you talking about? You posted a video last week. But for those of you that are not Facebook friends with me, this is something new. And so yeah, I've just been sharing everything I've been learning and the journey I've been going on, and trying to inspire people and help them get over whatever internal blocks they may be facing by sharing what I'm learning about myself and people in life. So while Facebook is great for that, it's also easier and safer because they're all your friends. They all know you. Even if you haven't met all of them, because we all have Facebook friends we never met, they're whatever, friends of friends, they're still like supportive, you know? Whereas YouTube's different. You're putting it out to the world, and anybody can comment, and anybody can look at it, and you're up for judgment from strangers, and it's not always going to go the way you want. So, but I'm passionate about this. It's something that's really important to me, and I seem to be getting a good response from people. They seem to be inspired and seem to be connected to what I'm saying, and it makes sense to them. So I want to keep doing that and sharing and trying to help people as much as I can. That's kind of one of my purposes in life, you know. Just want everyone to be happy, you know. And yeah, it makes me sad when people are suffering, and at least maybe I can help this way. You know, it doesn't cost anything except my time, but this is something that I enjoy. So, okay. So there's that. That's out of the way. I'm wearing a hat because my hair's all messy. Doesn't look good, you guys. Okay, don't judge me. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about the channel briefly as my comeback video. So I changed the name back to JT's Mental Health Talk. That was the name I came up with originally. I liked it because those are my initials, and that's what I want to talk about is mental health and everything that plays into that, which is confidence, self-love, courage, getting rid of negative stories, self-awareness, first and foremost. That's huge in getting over the roadblocks of mental health. Relationships, love, career, and health, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, everything. But mental health is at the core of that, and that's why I started talking about it, because I know it. I've been through it. I'm going through it, and I've been on lots of medications, different types, and so I'm going to talk about that too. Things that I've learned, and so, anyways, I changed the name to finding love, self, and life, or finding love, life, and self, which I really liked because it sounded like a beautiful kind of spiritual name. But that's not I think that's the goal. It's the target, the objective of my work, and what we're talking about here is to find those things. Find yourself, find love in your life, first and foremost, internal love, um, and figuring out your life and what you want for yourself and others. But but yeah, the mental health is number one. And so a friend made fun of me for the name, um, and so then I changed it to the finding love, self, all that. But being true to myself, this is the core. Anyways, I wanted to talk about depression and how it hits everyone, every single person on the planet. It'll hit them at least once in their life, and how that's normal. And this being November, being just a shitty month. If you live in Canada or northern United States, or I think probably parts of the UK anyway. It's a crappy month, man. It's gray, it's dark, the time change happens, so days are shorter than ever. You don't see the sun very much. It sucks. It's just a bummer. And there's kind of almost like nothing to look forward to. If you're in the States, you have Thanksgiving, which is awesome. Sort of like starts off the holiday season. But here in Canada, there's really nothing to look forward to, and you're just like, let's get to December already. And I've been seeing that in just everyone's so bummed out. There's a lot of stress, and I was talking to a friend of mine recently, and he's like this macho dude. He's built, he's tall, he's a good-looking guy. He's not super emotional. Um, but he's a great guy. He's a good friend, very supportive, very loving. He's always there when you need him, and he doesn't judge you. He makes room for you to be who you are, and I love him for that. But he's depressed right now, and he's like, oh man, I can't be depressed. I just can't be depressed. He was almost bewildered by it, and I want to speak to that because, dude, everybody gets depressed. It is normal. It is part of the human condition. It's the same thing as getting sad. It's just heavier. It's a little bit more constant and it's harder to get out of. I feel like when you're sad, it can last for a few seconds, a few minutes, a few hours. But eventually you'll come out of it. It could even last a few days. But depression's a little heavier. You're just like, you're kind of despondent. You don't want to hang out with friends as much. You don't want to do stuff. It's harder to get out of the house, out of bed. It's harder to do things for yourself that are healthy. It's really just harder to just be in the world and be in your own world. But everybody gets depressed. When you look on YouTube, you find there's a video interview with The Rock. The Rock! And he was depressed. And he didn't know what to do. A long time ago, before any of these amazing technologies are out here where I can just share and thousands of other people can share. And he was saying that he wished someone had told him this piece of advice, is that on the other side of your pain is something great, is something good. He had no one to tell him that. And it just goes to show, man, like, everyone gets depressed. If you look on, if you see his interviews, you look on his social media, you see his career. He's like the highest paid man in Hollywood right now. He's not even a normal actor. Like, yeah, he's an actor, but he's a wrestler that became an actor, right? He's not like Robert De Niro or DiCaprio. He didn't go to theater school in New York. Anyways, so if he can get depressed, anybody can get depressed. And it's normal. And I think the number one thing is, don't judge yourself. Don't think you are lesser than for being depressed. There's nothing wrong with you. It doesn't mean you're any less of a human being than you were before you got depressed. And it's going to pass soon, man. I mean, if you have clinical depression, that's a much more difficult challenge to take on. But my buddy, he's not clinically depressed. He's just going through a rough time because he's not really happy with the way his life has turned out at this period in time. I can relate to that. Who's not happy with what's going on in their life, career-wise, relationship-wise, money, financial, you know? A lot of us, right? We know where we want to be and we know where we are. And hopefully we're taking steps to get to there. A lot of times I don't even do that. I just get complacent. I'm like, nah, there's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna work and go to the gym and stay fit. And eat healthy. It's important. Anyways, so that was just the one thing I wanted to share is that everyone gets down, everyone gets stressed, and to judge yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice. First and foremost. And that's gonna affect your relationships too, because then you get depressed about being depressed. It's kind of funny. So the number one thing, just recognize it's normal. It happens to everybody. You're gonna get out of it, even if you have been diagnosed with depression. You're gonna get out of it, and there's always gonna be peaks and valleys, highs and lows, ebbs and flows, whatever you want to call it. Always, always. That's how life works, and you just gotta roll with it. And sometimes it's really, really hard because depression is probably one of the shittiest feelings in the world. I can't really think of something worse than that, except for maybe the death of a loved one. But at least with that, no matter how much it hurts, you know that eventually that pain about losing someone is going to go away. With depression, it doesn't feel like it's going to go away. And that's what sucks, and that's what's horrible, and that's what weighs you down, in my opinion. You don't feel like it's going to go away in that moment until you have the recognition and the awareness to be like, okay, no, no. And then you shake yourself out of it. You're like, okay, I've been here before. It got better. Remember last week, I was feeling all right. 5 minutes later, I was feeling great because I did this thing, or I decided to meditate, or I called a friend, or I just snapped myself out of it. Okay? So, love yourselves, love others. Holiday season is upon us, so I'm trying to show compassion and love for everyone around me and myself, most importantly, because I don't do that a lot of the time, and it's not cool. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna be talking about a lot on this channel. Yeah, just my journey. I'm gonna be talking about like medications and stuff, and the things that I've been learning. So peace and love. Hope you're having a great Monday.